I knew something like this would happen. I told you not to get involved.
You told me not to get involved. What right have you got to tell me anything?
Every right.
Why?
Because I love you. And I want to marry you when you eventually come to your senses.
I know how tough it's been for you looking after them. And I can't do it anymore, Pat. That's why I'm here. I've got to go to hospital for the operation. You're going to have to sign the papers. The kids will have to go into a home.
Oh, Greg, I don't deserve to be this happy. Not after all that's happened.
That's exactly why you do deserve to be happy.
But what about someone like Pat O'Connell? All she ever did was look after her family, and look what happened to her.
Karen, there's nothing we can do for Pat.
He's the bastard that led the raid. Brought the police. It's all his fault. Mum in prison. Andy and Emma in a home, me here.
I can get you out. I got this mate.
I'm not going anywhere, not now. Not till I've sorted this bastard out. I'll kill him.
Back to reality. Have you, well, did you tell Meg the news?
Yes.
How'd she take it?
So well, I feel guilty. She said she hoped we'd be very happy and insisted on an invitation to the wedding.
I wish Doreen felt that way.
She'll accept it after a while.
I hope so. She still feels anybody who's ever become close to her in her life is determined to desert her.
Well, you're not going to do that. I won't let you.
You sound like a husband already.
Whoever made that law about waiting 4 weeks for a license.
Maybe we can get a special one.
If it's in my power, we'll be married next week.
God and Doreen willing. Hi, what have you been up to?
Reading about the big romance. Did you have to pay Alex to get it in the paper?
No, of course not. That's the last thing we wanted.
Trying to keep it a big secret, are you? Suppose you'll be moving out next.
Of course I'll be living with Greg after we're married, but I'll still be looking after this place.
Well, how can you if you don't live here?
We'll manage.
Yeah, well, if it'll help, I'll move out.
Doreen, don't be so childish. You're staying and so am I.
Yeah, for how long?
It'll be at least another month before we go to get married.
Geez, that's a long time. You up the duff or something?
No, Greg and I want to get married soon because we love one another. But I'll be around afterwards.
No. What about your honeymoon?
It'll only be a week.
Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do while you're away? I can't stay here by myself. You know I get frightened being on my own.
Doreen, yes, I know, but there'll be other women moving in before I leave. You won't be on your own.
They'll be strangers.
You've got 4 weeks to get to know them.
Did you fix that up?
Fix what up?
Getting the other women here.
No, you saw the letter from Angela. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, well, I reckon you had it all worked out. Palm me off onto them and then it's as easy as pie for you and Greg.
Doreen.
Well, it's not that easy. Not for me, it isn't.
Meg, have you seen this? Yes. I wouldn't like to be in young O'Connell's shoes when they catch up with him.
Not that. The bit about Greg and Karen Travers.
Well, what about it?
It's disgusting.
Well, the press isn't well known for its discretion.
That's not what I mean.
Well, what did you mean?
Well, I think it's a bit much, having it in the newspaper before we knew they were engaged.
Oh, I knew.
Oh.
It's a lovely day outside, Sal. Summer's really here. Well, here comes the star.
Pardon?
You're almost film star material in the evening papers. Shoot out doctor engaged.
Bloody journalists. I don't even know how they got hold of the story. We didn't tell anyone.
Well, after seeing the picture of the two of you, it wouldn't be difficult to guess what was coming. Oh, Vera's got a copy, by the way, if you want one.
I suppose she made a point of showing it to you.
Yes, hoping I didn't know.
She's a bitch. If you were angry, I'd understand.
Well, I'm not. It's not as though I hadn't been expecting it. I'm just surprised you took so long.
You sure it's all right?
Of course. You told Mrs. Davidson yet?
No, I was just on my way to see her now. I hope she understands.
I'm sure she'll be delighted.
Yeah, she won't be so delighted when I ask her for some time off.
Oh, no one's going to begrudge you your honeymoon.
Thanks, Meg.
Congratulations, and extend my good wishes to Karen.
Thanks very much.
What are your plans?
Well, we really don't have any as yet, just to get married as soon as possible.
I expect you'll be wanting some time off.
Well, I know how short-staffed you are and how difficult it is to find anyone to fill in, but...
I'm sure we can manage for a week or so. Just as long as we can be sure you're coming back.
Oh, I doubt that Karen would marry me if I didn't.
May I offer you a drink?
Oh, well...
It is a celebration. Oh, damn. I thought it would have been refilled by now.
Oh, well, it's probably just as well. I had some champagne at lunchtime.
But I did want to drink your health.
It doesn't matter, honestly.
It will just have to be a dry toast to a long and happy future to you both.
Thank you. I'm sure it will be.
Roz isn't in here. She must still be in the pound.
Good, serves her right.
Oh, she's just a kid, Bee.
Kid or not, she got to learn.
Oh, with 2 days in there, she should know what's what.
Yeah, she's got it in the neck once without you having to go at it too.
And Chrissy put her up to it. She only did it because she was desperate.
That's right. So if you have a go at it, it'll only make her worse.
And with Chrissy out of the way.
Oh, all right, all right. I can see the way the land lies.
So you won't clobber her?
I wouldn't dare, not with you around. Oh, you and your harebrained family have hit the headlines again?
Oh, the bastards. They'll print anything to sell their damn newspapers.
Should be a law against that.
Oh, you can't stop them.
Oh, I'd sue 'em for that.
What for? Telling the truth? Anyway, with a family like yours, those kids are better off in a home.
You sterile old bag. What do you know about kids or being a mother?
Hey, have a look at this. They've done it at last. Karen and the doc are got engaged.
But that brightened up your day, Vera.
Why should that affect me?
Because you can't stand the idea of anyone getting on well, especially us. They'll be happy. That's what sticks in your gullet.
Just watch your mouth, Smith.
Ah, get nicked. Okay, girls, ideas. What are we going to get them?
Oh, I could knit 'em some booties.
Oh, come on. They're getting married. She's not preggers.
Oh, well, I don't suppose it's going to take the doc long.
You got the address?
Yeah.
Dr. Gregory Miller, 18 Elizabeth Street. That's just up the road.
Yeah, he can't be too bad a bloke if he works in this area. Not like those Collins Street doctors.
They're all the same, except this one's a shelf as well.
Yeah, well, it could have been a coincidence, you know. Him coming the same time as the cops. I mean, the paper reckoned he was looking after your gran. Maybe he was coming to see her.
It wasn't a coincidence. He shocked me, all right.
Or what if he didn't? He could be killing an innocent man. Don't, David. It's not going to do your mum or the kids any good.
Maybe not.
And you don't stand a chance with those cops ready to jump you.
Exactly. I've got nothing to lose anyway.
But what about me?
Sit tight. Once I've knocked over that bludger, you'll never see me again.
No, look, you do what you want, but don't involve me.
You're already involved, remember?
Not me, mate, not me. I haven't
Get
done...
through your thick skull. We're in this together, and don't you ever forget it, because if you do, I don't like your chances. Now, all I want you to do is keep watch while I nip over and blast that bastard Miller.
I want to talk to you about security.
Well, what do you want me to say that I haven't already said?
Do sit down. I appreciate the loyalty you've shown over the past few weeks.
Insubordination would only make matters worse.
I realize you've always regarded my administration as a trifle lax, but it's very easy to lose touch with the general atmosphere in a prison. However, I agree it's time to tighten up.
Yes, well, the women seem to regard Wentworth as a holiday camp.
That sounds like an all too familiar complaint.
I don't advocate Miss Bennett's attitude.
What do you advocate in view of Coulson's and Birdsworth's behavior?
Well, I noticed that the locks in the administration area have been changed.
You don't think that's enough?
Well, I don't think it's the point, really. If the women couldn't get to those areas without supervision...
Well, we are very understaffed.
I realise that. But it'd be a simple matter to lock the security gates during the day, wouldn't it? I don't see that we've got much choice.
No. And I suppose if we reminded them just for a short time that there are rules and regulations...
Well, it wouldn't take long to bring that home to them. If we punished every misdemeanor according to the book, they'd soon realise they can't get away with murder.
Thank you for your advice. Will you advise the staff of the added security? I'll speak to the women later this morning.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
Okay, what'll we get them then?
Champagne?
You got a one-track mind, Lizzie.
It's got to be something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. It's a bit hard when we don't even know what they've got. I know. Let's ask Dawn. She'll know. And we can slip her the dough. Oh, I don't think we'd have to do that. I reckon if we ask Mrs. Davidson, she'll agree. Oh, that'd spoil all the fun.
Now, don't push your luck, Lizzie. We're going to play this one by the book. We're going to make sure they get the present.
Well, how are we going to get Doreen to visit? Easy. I can slip along to the surgery and ask the doc to tell Dawn. He must be spending a lot of time at the halfway house.
I reckon.
Don't forget to congratulate him for all of us. Righto. G'day, Mr. Fetch. Hey, what are you playing at?
The gates are meant to be locked, Lizzie.
Hey, what's going on? What do you make of it, Bea? Maybe someone's escaped.
No, the place will be crawling with cops. What did Fletch say?
The gates are meant to be locked.
Oh, since when?
Well, he's right, though.
Oh, well, sure, he's right, but it's never been done, not in here. Well, not since Davo's been governor. It's not her way.
She must have changed her mind.
Yeah? And I want to know why?
Just tightening up, I suppose. Just because I pinched her grog.
Oh, I don't think it's you she's worried about, Lizzie.
Who then?
Well, it's obvious. First, Roz escapes, and the first thing she does when she gets back is break into the drug cupboard. She's been just a bit too clever for her own good, and ours.
Oh, Bea.
I reckon Davidson's just about had her. And so have I.
Oh, Greg. How do you expect me to get anything done with you carrying on like that?
I don't.
Are you prepared to put that in writing?
Oh, not till after we're married.
Apart from the obvious, what are you doing here?
Well, I was thinking about Doreen. She's still upset?
She offered to move out so we could be completely alone.
Is she likely to?
I don't think so. Well, at least I hope not. In a way, I can understand how she feels. Her mother's just died. She hasn't got any friends. I'm walking out on her, or at least that's the way she sees it.
Yeah, well, we can't have that. Who knows what she'd do? She'd probably end up back in prison. We've got to make sure that she doesn't feel excluded. Well, invite her out with us. Take her out to dinner, maybe.
She doesn't like crowded places. How about a picnic? She'd love that.
All right, fine. Well, what about lunchtime? I could pick up some stuff at the deli. We could have a picnic lunch in the garden.
Terrific.
Chicken and champagne for 3, then.
She'd love it.
I love you.
I love you too. When are you due back at the surgery?
Yes. Yes, I better be going. All right, see you lunchtime. Oh, hi.
I'm sorry, I slept in.
Oh, it's all right. I'm late myself.
In future, all security gates will be kept locked at all times, except at night when you are locked in your rooms. If there are any breaches of discipline, you will be punished according to regulations. Are there any questions?
Can we have any visitors?
The rules state that you are to put your request in writing. If it is for a legitimate reason, then the request will be granted.
Thanks. For nothing.
That is all.
Now I know how the lions in the zoo feel.
Come on, back to work, please, Lizzie.
How can I? Supposing I had a turn. By the time you'd unlocked all them doors, I could have croaked.
Now, how long's this going on for? Until you toe the line, I imagine.
Colson stirred this up.
You won't be too hard on her, will you, Bee?
Never let up, do you? You know, you'd be better off worrying about your own problems.
Oh, there's no point in brooding, is there? Anyway, I've got a chance of a retrial. That way, at least I might get Andy and Emma back.
How about the big boy?
I don't know. I just don't know.
And you didn't do nothing.
I told you, didn't I?
Right. Now, all you got to do is get out of the state. Jump a truck.
Yeah, Herbie, yeah. Worry about that later.
What do you mean? The sooner you get out, the sooner
your neck's safe. Look, I know what you're after, mate, but I'm afraid I haven't finished with you yet. There's 1 or 2 jobs I'd like you doing first.
Like what?
Case Miller's place.
How?
He's a doctor, isn't he? Pretend you're a patient. Look, check out the place. See where I can get him when he's on his own.
Listen, Dave, get out while you still can.
I'm sorry, Herbie, I've got to finish this business. Look, when Miller gets what's coming to him, I'll go.
You're crazy.
Maybe. But you know, it's funny. I'm really looking forward to getting that guy. Pity it's only a bullet. He deserves to rot in hell.
Any more chicken left?
How many more you turn into one?
Oh, it's the best food I've had in ages.
Here, this is the last piece you're getting.
Thanks. Oh, you're not going, are you? I was just starting to enjoy myself.
Afraid I have to. Got to call in at Wentworth later.
But I reckon they'd understand you being newly engaged and everything.
Well, I hope so. I can't afford to neglect my patients for too long.
Oh, wait a minute, Doc. Oh, Greg, I've just remembered something.
This was a brilliant idea.
I hope it's not just the bribery.
No, I don't think so. She just needs to feel loved and needed.
Oh, don't we all?
It's for you both from me.
Oh, thanks. Just from me to you two, hoping that your wedding brings lots of good things. Did you write this? You're a darling.
Thanks, Doreen.
See, I hope you like them. They're from me mum's house.
Oh,
look. Oh, they're lovely, but we can't accept them. They're antiques.
Of course you can. They're mine to give, and I wanted to give them to you specially.
Thank you.
I suppose you could always sell them if you got hard up.
We wouldn't sell them even if we were starving.
Yes, Meg?
Oh, am I disturbing you? Look, I can easily come back.
No, not at all. Come in. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about Greg's engagement.
Yes. Rather sudden, wasn't it?
Oh, no, not really. Well, it's been on the cards for some time. Well, I was wondering if we could have a little staff get-together after work, you know, to wish him well, perhaps a few drinks, and maybe the kitchen could get us some savouries.
Of course. As a matter of fact, I offered Greg a drink myself, but they haven't replaced it since Lizzie's adventure.
Oh, tonight, then?
That'll be fine. You'll let the rest of the staff know.
Of course. Thanks.
Oh, and Meg, would you tell B. Smith that Doreen's visit has been approved? You don't think that's a good idea?
Well, of course, but the women didn't think you'd allow it, not with all this added security.
Well,
they were worried that their privileges might be withdrawn.
That's overreacting, surely.
Well, I can see their point in a way. I mean, they're not used to being so tightly guarded.
Well, they'll have to get used to it.
What a way to get your kicks.
Get moving.
We should have done this before.
I reckon they should employ maids to do it.
Bed should be made and cells tidied before morning work commences.
We're doing it now.
I'm afraid it's too late.
Ah, stick to jiggling your keys, Vera.
Non-compliance with Rule 29, subsection 3. Loss of privileges for 2 weeks for the whole block.
Oh, come off it. That rule hasn't been enforced for years.
Then it's time it was, isn't it?
I want to see the governor.
That's probably another privilege.
That's right.
No, Smith can see the governor, Miss Bennett. It's not a privilege. Mrs. Davidson will be happy to explain her policy on breach of regulations, just so there's no confusion.
But what about loss of privileges?
Miss Bennett's orders will stand.
Well, the devil looks after his own, doesn't he?
Herbert Smith, Doctor.
Dr. Miller?
Sit down, please. What can I do for you?
Huh? Just a checkup.
I see. Roll your sleeve up, will you?
Nice place you got here. Just busy, huh?
Pretty busy.
Do all the work yourself. You must get a pretty rough sort of customer around here.
Really?
They'd pay you to get the cops to keep an eye on the place.
Why do you say that?
Oh, you know, just the junkies and that, people wanting drugs, and you can't be too careful.
No, I suppose not. But since I live here myself, I don't suppose anyone will be fool enough to break in, do you? Right, roll your sleeve down now. Well, Mr. Smith, your blood pressure is a bit high.
Is it serious?
No, not if you take it easy. You seem to be under considerable strain.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
Yeah? I'm a bookmaker.
Well, in that case, it shouldn't be too difficult to take some time off.
Sure. You look like you could do with some time off, too.
Oh, I'm afraid not. I have to stick around in case I get burgled by junkies.
You could get someone to look after the place. Take a trip, go up to Surface or somewhere.
Now, why should I do that?
Just an idea, that's all. Nobody's seen you.
Shady-looking customer, Mr. Smith?
Tells me he's a bookie.
Oh, that'd explain it, then.
More like a petty crim, if you ask me.
You don't think he pinched anything, do you?
Not this time, but I'd say he was casing the place.
Do you want me to call the police?
If he's as obvious as all that, I doubt he'd have the brains to break in.
But what if he did break in and you surprised him? He might be dangerous if cornered.
I've never seen a less dangerous-looking character in my life.
No reported misdemeanours in Block C. Block H are on report for not making their beds at the correct time. Contravention of Rule 29, subsection 3.
Was that necessary?
I was merely following your instructions.
I wouldn't make a meal of it, Miss Bennett. There is a difference between tightening up and alienating the women completely.
But you said that
I am not countermanding your orders, merely making a suggestion.
Smith's outside. She wants to see you.
About the report, I take it. Bring her in.
Smith?
I wonder if I could speak to you, Mrs. Davidson, alone.
Miss Bennett stays, Smith. I believe you have a grievance about discipline.
As a matter of fact, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you know damn well that rule hasn't been enforced for years.
What's your language, Smith?
It is being enforced now.
Coming on a bit heavy, aren't you? Why don't you get the whole hog and bring back thumbscrews and whips? Vera would have a field day.
That's enough, Smith. If you wish to spend a few more days in solitary, continue with your insolence. I'm glad you see my point of view. I shall be only too happy to see yours once the women understand that flagrant breaches of discipline will be dealt with severely.
It was only making our beds, for God's sake.
It appears a number of the women have forgotten that the freedom they receive is in direct proportion with the sense of responsibility they show.
And does that mean we're going to be followed around and locked up every minute of the day?
Yes, until the balance is restored.
I see. And you're asking me to bring the rest of them into line.
I'm not asking you anything. However, with a certain amount of cooperation, you may find that the discipline is not quite so harsh.
Fair enough. What about Dorian's visit? Is that one of the privileges suspended?
You may make another request in a fortnight's time.
It'll be too late then.
That is your problem.
You're telling me.
Quite the gentleman of leisure.
Oh, hello, Meg.
No patience.
Oh, I'll say one thing for the new security. It's cut the number in half.
Good. Then you can be in the governor's office by 5 then.
What for?
To congratulate the husband apparent.
You're doing?
Well, I did suggest it.
I appreciate the way you're handling this, Meg.
What, would you rather I scratch Karen's eyes out? Oh, for heaven's sake, Greg, stop oozing guilt. I'm happy for you, honestly.
That's the bathroom, and the bedroom's down there. Doreen, this is Betty, and that's Tracy. Doreen.
Good day, Doreen.
Hello.
It's a lot better than the Sydney joint. Isn't it, Tracy?
Yeah. Well, how about a cup of tea?
Love one. What about you, Trace? Not used to making her own decisions. Been out a couple of months and still can't get used to it. You been out long, Doreen?
Yeah, a while.
How about showing Tracy to her room?
Oh, yeah, okay. Come on.
I thought you said you was worried about Doreen.
Looks like everything's going to be all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see how we're going to get a present to Karen if we're all on report.
Bloody Vera. She ought to be in the Gestapo. No luck? You
Got a
rotten...
complaint, Birdsworth?
Yes, Miss Bennett, and it's you for starters.
No, can it, Lizzie? It's no good.
Well, at least Smith's woken up.
Yeah, and it's time somebody waking you
Oh,
up.
don't take it so hard. It's only 2 weeks. Now get back to work, ladies. There are regulations about that, too.
Are you gonna take this lying down?
We're going to have to grin and bear it.
Well, I'm not. I'm sick to death of that Bennett pushing us around while she gets her kicks.
Bennett's not the problem. She likes to make our life a misery, but if we play ball, she can't touch us.
Have you been out in the sun?
Look, Davidson gave it to me straight. One of us rocks the boat, the rest of us gets in the neck. So we're going to have to make sure that things are more or less under control if we don't want to get lumbered for dumb things like not making our beds.
Makes sense.
We're going to have to teach that Colson brat how to behave herself.
You are gonna clobber her.
Just once. Just to teach her a lesson. Okay?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson, I'll tell him. Mrs. Davidson, I'd like to see Colson.
Yeah, right.
Wentworth Detention Centre. Oh, yes, just a moment. Mr. Fletcher, it's for you.
Fletcher?
Jimmy, Jeff Butler.
Jeff? Well, where'd you spring from?
Oh, here and there. How are you?
Not bad, old son. Not bad. How are you?
Never better. How are the ladies treating you? Well, Wentworth Detention Centre for Wayward Women. Didn't think that was your style.
Well, you know, mate, it's a change. Now, how about you?
Never better. I got out of the army 3-4 years ago and went back to the West. Well, looking for a bigger game, actually. You know, there's millions to be made here if you put your mind to it.
Oh, yeah? What's your line? Stock market?
No, actually, it's a long story, you see. I started this joint just outside.
Yeah, listen, mate, I'm on duty.
Oh, sorry, mate. Look, how about dinner? Oh, I'd like to see Leela.
Well, look, why don't I meet you here after work? Say about 5 o'clock. We can, go and have a drink and catch up on old times, eh?
You're a born salesman. See you at 5.
Right. Looking forward to it, mate. Colson. Colson, Mrs. Davidson.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Sit down, Rosalind. No, thanks. Your time in solitary is up, but I would like an explanation about your behavior. Oh, really?
Colson.
Did Latham put you up to stealing the drugs? What if she did? I took the rap. I can still call in a visiting justice about this. Call him in. I don't wish to, but your attitude is not encouraging.
What's wrong with it? I told you the truth. I took the drugs, and I took the rap. Do you want me to thank you as well?
Watch it, Colson.
I wonder if you'd mind waiting outside, Mr. Fletcher.
I want him to stay. I want witnesses.
As you wish. I am obviously wasting my time. But I warn you, you will be watched closely. At the slightest hint of trouble, you will be placed back in solitary, and the visiting justice will hear the charge.
May I go?
Take her to the recreation room, Mr. Fletcher.
If you know what's good for yourself, behave.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fletcher.
Roz, we heard you were out. Look, don't go in there. Listen to me.
I've got something interesting to tell me. Is Vera dead?
Look, Bee's pretty pissed off about you nicking those drugs.
Oh, really? What's it got to do with her?
Well, you know how she feels about dope.
Yes. She's an insular, suburban...
She's also the boss around here.
Oh? I thought Mrs. Davidson was.
Listen to me. Bee's waiting for you in there. She's going to have a go at you.
I can handle it.
You'd better. And you'd better take it quietly.
What do you mean?
Look, it's no good going around making waves, otherwise we all suffer. If you know what's good for you, you'll take the rap and shut up. Wait!
Thanks for the warning. But if Bee thinks I'm going to lie down and take a bashing...
Now you listen to me.
Listen to you. You've got the brains and...
Just keep away from me! I never asked to be part of your stupid, suburban, bloody reactionary...
Hold it! Hold it! What the hell do you think you're playing at?
You bloody little lagger!
You and your stupid...
Shut up, both of you!
You know.
Okay, Carlson, you were warned.
You call this fair?
Come on, clean this up.
What's going to happen to her?
Just mind your own business, O'Connell. Come on.
Well, what do you expect me to say? A fat lot of good that did.
Dry or sweet cherry, Vera?
Oh, dry, Mrs. Davidson. Thank you.
Well, I believe a toast is in order. To Greg and Karen.
Greg and Karen.
Thank you very much.
Where do you intend to... Oh, sorry.
I beg your pardon. Have you set a date yet?
No.
As soon as possible, I would imagine.
Yes.
Well, I wonder what's going to happen to Doreen. I shouldn't think she'd want to stay by herself.
Oh, well, there's a couple of new arrivals at the halfway house, so keep her occupied until Karen decides exactly what she wants to do after we're married.
Excuse me. Yes.
Jim Fletcher, Mrs. Davidson.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
Colson's back in solitary.
Indeed? Why?
Well, I haven't got the full story yet, but apparently she started acting up as soon as she got back with the others.
I see. Well, we'll go into that in the morning.
All right. Good night, Mrs. Davidson.
Aren't you going to join us?
No, sorry. I've made other plans.
Oh, very well. Good night, then.
Good night.
Sorry about that. Could I get you another glass, Greg?
No, not for me, thanks, Joe. I'm sorry I have to break up the gathering, but I really do have to fly.
Evening surgery.
Yes, that's right. Well, thank you very much for the drinks. Good night, Meg. Good night, Vera.
Oh, geez, Karen, you look real nice. You going somewhere special?
No, not really, just around to Greg's.
And that's not something special?
I mean, we haven't got anything planned.
Oh, it must be real nice. Being engaged, I mean.
You don't mind, do you?
Oh, of course not. Don't be stupid. Anyway, I've got Betty and Trace here now.
How are you getting on?
Oh, I don't know about Betty. She's real bossy, you know. But I think she'll be all right. I think she's just trying to show us that she knows the ropes.
Yeah, I think so too. What about Trace?
Oh, she's just like a frightened rabbit. Wouldn't say boo to a goose, but I'll soon straighten her out.
Don't you get her into any bad habits?
Oh, of course not. I just want to make her feel at home. I'm going to fix her something real nice for tea.
You're kidding. You haven't cooked anything since we've been here.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. But I suppose I'll have to start doing more now.
Doreen, you are incredible.
Hurry up, you'll be late.
See you later.
Bye.
That was very awkward, wasn't it?
What?
Mrs. Davidson's little party. Greg could have stayed a bit longer.
What difference does it make to you?
Oh, I'm sorry about yesterday, Meg. I just didn't know how you'd feel about it.
That's all right. I can imagine anyone would be curious to know how I'd react.
Look, what are you doing tonight?
Nothing.
What about a drink? You look like you could do with some cheering up.
You're right. Why not?
Night.
Good night. Hey, it's good to see you, Jimmy.
Great to see you. Oh,
You look
mate,
terrific.
Yes, so do you.
What about you? I looked away with all those Harrodens.
Oh, well, it's not as bad as you think, mate.
Yeah, what made you transfer from Pentridge? Promotion?
Yeah, something like that. I'm deputy governor now.
Ah, got the general stripes, eh?
Not quite, but I'm working on it. What about you? You look as if you're doing well.
Well, I can't really complain, mate.
Yeah?
Of course, the insurance business is pretty lucrative.
What, not door to door, eh?
No way. No, the secret is to go straight to the top. Broking.
Oh, yeah? You made your fortune, huh?
Well, it certainly pays better than the army. Though I do miss the excitement.
Yeah, they were great days, weren't they, mate?
Yeah. You know, I reckon there's just a slight chance you and I might really hang one on tonight.
I don't think you're wrong there, old son.
Where's this pub?
It's not far, just down the road. I'll show you the way, if you can keep up.
You've got to be joking.
Karen. You look wonderful.
Thanks.
How about some dinner?
I didn't know you could cook.
No, I meant out, my darling. There's a little Italian restaurant just around the corner.
Couldn't we stay at home? Have a quiet night, just the two of us?
What, are you trying to drag me into domesticity already?
You're getting bored with me already.
Could I ever? Tell you what, we'll toss for it. Heads, we go out and paint the town red. Tails, we stay in. Tails, we stay in.
No, mate, they're on me.
Oh, thanks.
Well, the old firm. Fletcher and Butler.
Cheers.
You're still down the scotch like it was mother's milk?
You're not slowing down yourself. Looks like the insurance business agrees with you.
Well, I'm not complaining. It's not the same, though, is it? Good old Nam. Never see days like those again.
No, that's for sure.
How's the Colonel's daughter?
Leela? Well, she's, well enough.
Problems?
No. Well, we went through a bit of a rough patch there for a while.
Why don't you give her a call? We could all go out for dinner.
Well, she likes a bit of notice, you have to arrange a sitter.
Sure. Another time.
Yeah, for sure.
How's the boy?
Boys, I got two now.
You old devil, eh? Two?
Yeah.
I really envy you.
Oh, yeah, that's what you say. Anyone tried to tie you down now, you'd...
Colleagues of yours?
Hi, Jim.
Meg?
Mr. Fletcher.
Vera?
Jeff Butler, won't you join us? Although, since there are ladies present, maybe we should move over there.
Meg, I don't think
Look,
that...
we weren't intending to stay long.
Of course, but while you're here, we'll have a drink with us.
Well, thanks.
Great.
What are you drinking, Vera?
I'll have a scotch and dry, thanks.
Mrs. Jackson?
You better ask her.
You got 10 cents.
Why?
You to make a phone call. You're off your brick. What for? It'll be easier than I thought. Give me the doctor's number, right?
What'll I say?
You don't have to say anything. Oh, just do what I tell you, right?
Same again?
Oh, thanks, Jim.
No, I'll get him.
No, it's my shirt.
Will you excuse me?
I take it Jimmy and your Miss Bennett don't see eye to eye. Ah, well, can't be helped. Still, it would have been nice to make up a foursome and go out for dinner.
Thanks for the thought, but really...
But what? I mean, there's no reason why we can't go out, is there?
Well, I came with Vera. I don't think I should desert her.
Oh, come on, I've just arrived in town. Now, surely you wouldn't begrudge a lonely old bachelor a few hours of your charming company?
I really appreciate the invitation, but I don't think I'll be much fun. I'm pretty tired and...
Sure. Look, no problem. Nice pub. This your local?
Well, yes, I suppose it is.
I'm not sure I'm safe alone with you.
Oh, if that phone keeps ringing the way it usually does, you're perfectly safe.
It won't, will it? It's after hours.
Is your idea to stay home?
If we drink any more, I think we should eat.
Oh, now there speaks a wife.
Can I change my mind about going out for dinner?
For you, my darling, anything. I'll phone Jules at the Dorset, see if he can book a table.
What about the little Italian place?
What? It's only a cafe.
It'd be lovely.
I love you. See what I mean?
You want me to get it?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain are prisoners too. Comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare, waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the storm, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.